Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to visit Poland and take a look at one of their civilian rations. Now this is made by Arpol, with the same manufacturers of the Polish military ration, and this particular one is the survival ration pack. So let's get this on a table and see what this pack contains. So, as you can see, and I have here laid on the table this Arpol survival ration. And as I said in the intro, Arpol are the people that make the Polish military rations. Now they also make civilian rations, and this is one of their civilian packs. This is their survival pack number 2. It's got a list of contents on there, saying the main dish is the Hungarian beef goulash. Nice and fresh. This one actually expires in 2022. So let's see what else this pack actually contains. Same sort of plastic as the Polish military grade MREs. Nice strong green plastic. Just bring in my little friend here. So as always, let's just slit this across the top. Try and not get any of the contents, and let's see what this pack actually contains. So straight off, nice impressive set of contents. Off the top we have a little cup, disposable cup, with a few sundry items. Let's have a quick look in there. There is a energy tablet, should manage like a dextrose tablet. There are some wet naps, there are some candies, very similar to the Polish military. There are some little vitamin C candies and some coffee candies. So that's a nice little touch. Again, exactly reminiscent of the Polish military rations. There is a drinking straw, also Polish military. We have a little fruit bar. There's a little cherry flavoured fruit bar. There is some of the SU1 hardtack Panzer plate teeth breaking biscuits. Again, military grade. Certainly military grade, you can drive your tanks over them. There is a little disposable toothbrush. So that's a nice touch to find a toothbrush. If it is a survival ration, you would need to keep your teeth clean. There is also a pack of knife, fork, spoons, little napkin there. There is an isotonic drinks powder, so this pack just keeps giving and giving. There is also a typical Polish military FRH. We also have here the mains, which is the Hungarian goulash, and it is a nice 400 gram heavy portion. So it looks like it's intact. So that's Hungarian goulash, 400 grams. Just keep that there in there. We also have a instant tea, instant fruit tea, and what looks like it seems to be stuck together with something, but there is some Seven Oceans drinking water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sachets of drinking water. Obviously, being a survival ration, I don't know why they're stuck together, but there's something making them stick. You would need some water in a survival situation. Of course, you have the strong bag for anything else, but these are the main contents of this Arpol survival ration. So let's get these out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. And so, as you can see, I now have here laid out on the tray this Arpol civilian survival ration, and as always, I've been pre-boiled the mains. I've given it 10 minutes boiling in water, which would have been a similar style cooking to using the flameless ration heater. And I'm going to start where I like to usually start, and that's preparing the drinks. So again, there is no coffee, and very often in these Polish rations we have these instant fruit teas. So I'm going to start there. You can have these hot or cold, but I do have a lemon iced tonic drink for the cold, so I'm going to make this one hot. So, now I've seen these many times before. As I say a few times now, Arpol do make the Polish military rations. I have actually reviewed many of those, and a lot of these components are the identical thing. So there is the instant tea. We do have a nice pack of knife, fork, spoons and napkin set, but I'm going to save that for my camping. They're not the strongest in the world, and it's pointless opening the whole set, so I can put that to one side and bring in one of my favourite US MRE spoons, and we'll just use that to make up the instant tea. As always, about half a mug seems to be about right with these things. Let's give that a quick, they don't take much dissolving with the hot water there. So then I'm going to move on to the isotonic drinks powder. Again, this is lemon. They are both lemon in flavour. So nice little tear strip off the top. Again, obviously designed to be mixed in the pouch and drunk with the included straw, just like in the military version. But because I have and because I can, and always good for a demonstration, I'm going to use the glass there. So again, see many times a very simple fine powder, and this time use the cold water, and it does take about a full glass, average size glass. I'll give that a good mix. Cold water this time, so it takes a little bit more dissolving. There. And before I open the mains, I'm going to continue round the table. We have this fruit energy bar. This is the first time I've actually seen one of these particular ones, so this is different for me. I'm sure they're probably in the Polish rations also, military rations, but I've just not happened to find one yet. So it's a very simplistic. It does look like it's just dried fruit. It's lightweight. Feels like it's freeze-dried fruit, very similar to the astronaut freeze-dried fruit I tried a few years ago. Very light in weight, fly away. You can hardly tell you're holding it, so I wasn't expecting that. We'll now look at the well-known in the ration reviewing world, the Panzer Plate SU1 biscuits. The Panzer Plate is a little bit of a joke in the ration viewing community. If you've not seen them before, I think most people have. They are like the old style ships, hardtack biscuits, rock hard. They break my teeth. I don't like them, I never have, and I do wish the Polish would come up with an alternative versions to these, but they are the SU1 biscuits or crackers. This again is something I've not seen before. This is a energy tab, a fast energy in tablet form. So I'll just have a look at one of those. I think it's a sugar or glucose style energy tablet. It looks like, very much like a dextrose glucose style energy tablet. We have salt and pepper on standby. We also have a couple of the regular seen candies, orange and lemon, and a couple of coffee, again seen hundreds of times in the Polish military rations. So now finally the mains. Now this is the beef Hungarian goulash, or beef stew in Hungarian goulash sauce, depending on the translation. It's very hot, nice 400 gram portion, so it's a large portion, and then again because I have and because I can, I'm just going to bring in a bowl to eat it from. It's very hot, burning my hands. Just drain that out there. So, very nice looking bowl of goulash. So, start where I normally like to start, that is with the drinks. As I've said before, had many times before, it's a lemon flavoured tea, sweet artificial lemon flavour, and again I say this every time, in the UK we have a lemon cold remedy called Lemsips, and that's exactly what it tastes like. So if people from the UK, if you're not from the UK and you don't have such things, it is just a lemon sweet hot tea. But that said, I do actually enjoy these things. I do actually enjoy the Lemsips when I have a cold and flu, so I do find these quite nice. Have a look at the cold isotonic lemon drink, a little bit of powder floating on the top there. Again, delicately flavoured, only just sweet, it's not overly sweet. It does feel like there is some powders in there, electrolyte powders, which exactly is what they are. But it is nice, refreshing, a nice cold, refreshing, lemony drink. I think what I'm going to do is go straight to the mains. So this is beef Hungarian goulash. There is a nice bowl, it's quite moist, some large chunks of beef. You can see peppers, I think there's tomatoes, there's a chunk of tomato there. What looks like carrots, some carrots there. So let's have a taste of all the vegetables. I think that's a piece of red bell pepper in the middle. Tomato based, very much like a tomato soup, a canned tomato soup. Nice flavours going on there. There is enough salt, enough pepper. I don't need to add the salt and pepper. The vegetables are very well cooked, very heavily stewed. They have lost their texture. They do just dissolve in your mouth as you put them on your tongue. See if I can find a piece of the meat there. Starting to burn my hands. It is hot. Well, there's a large piece of beef, and if you can see, it's as big as the spoon, so let's try the beef. The beef is heavily stewed also. It is stringy. It has the texture of like a pulled pork, but it's a pulled beef obviously. Doesn't need a lot of teeth to chew, but it would help if you had some. But you would manage with if you had poor dental hygiene. Very nice, very tasty, very enjoyable. Tomato based goulash with big chunks of meat. Again, another large chunk of beef there, and there was another large chunk, so plenty of meat content, plenty of vegetables, another large chunk of meat, salted, peppered, delicately flavoured, nice, enjoyable goulash. So I do have it all in my hands, so we'll take a look at the wet nap. So slight lemon scented, not overly wet, not overly strong, but just a moist cleansing towelette. How disinfecting that is, I wouldn't like to say. And if your hands were covered in a survival situation with mud and dirt, I don't think these would be very effective at removing the mud and the dirt. But just as a little simple hand refresher, it certainly just about does the job. Now, and there's a slight lemon smell with that, so now I'm going to move along and have a look at this, what looks like just freeze dried fruit. I'm just going to snap a piece off. It is just freeze dried fruit. Let's take a little bite. Strange texture. If you're not used to freeze-dried fruit, it's very difficult to describe. It's very crisp, very dry. As you bite it, it sort of forms a puree in your mouth, on your tongue. Slightly bitter, not overly sweetened. Very difficult to tell this is actually cherry. It's got cherries on the packet. It's just a slightly bitter, freeze-dried fruit puree. I wouldn't say it's my most favourite way of taking fruit, but it's acceptable, and it's certainly something a little bit different. So it's an interesting little touch. Again, I wouldn't say it's one of my favourite items, but it's an interesting way of getting some fruit into a ration. Now, I've had these many times. Simple, hardtack biscuits. There are caraway seeds. They're baked extremely hard. And again, if you watch my videos, if you're a regular viewer, you'll know I recommend just snapping them little pieces off and then managing that. If you take a big bite from the front teeth, you do have a risk of losing any caps or crowns or even cracking a tooth. They are so hard. So I'm just going to drop one into the goulash. The only way really to eat these would be to drop them in advance and leave them 20 minutes, 10 minutes to soak up some of the moisture. There's a little bit there with the goulash. Very simplistic. Wheat flavour, bulking agent, very tough, very hard. If you've got exceptionally strong teeth, you've got nothing to worry about. But if you're getting a few years in life with crowns and caps and various other fillings in your teeth, you do need to be careful with these biscuits. But as a background bulker, very accessible, very filling, another extra carbohydrate boost to your main dish. Just use that white one more time, refresh my palate. So, moving on. Now the sweets, the candies, I've seen many times before. I keep saying that because these are basically a replica of the military Polish rations, and I've had many of those. This particular one is a lemon and an orange. They are supposed to contain vitamin C. Very simplistic fruit candy, a little bit sticky, usually have a soft centre. Nice flavour, plenty of orange flavour, crispy outer shell, soft centre, but a nice refreshing little piece of candy. I do have to take it out of my mouth. Apologies for the sound of me doing that. Just to carry on, there is also a coffee flavoured sweet. Again, coffee flavoured sweets are not usually one of my go-to sweets or candies, but I have had these before. They are very nice. They are done well. There is again a hard boiled sweet or candy, and it is coffee flavoured. Nice strong coffee flavour, just an hard-boiled sweet. Hasn't got a soft centre like the little vitamin C candies, but they are very nice, enjoyable coffee flavoured candy. Again, excuse me while I just remove that from my mouth. Now, refresh my palate. We'll take a look at this final component. It is the fast energy tablet. There is a little crack line there. Let's see if it will break to break it in half. It does, nice and easily. I'm just going to have half because I am going to finish this. This will become my lunch. So half of one of those. orange flavoured. Very nice, very enjoyable. It is as expected, just like a dextrose tablets. Most people have had those at some time in their life. Put them in the mouth, bite them, and they sort of turn into a liquid on your tongue. They sort of melt in your mouth with your saliva. Obviously rapidly absorbed through your tongue in a survival situation if you're trying to escape and evade something, either people or maybe an animal. If you're sort of parts of the world where you have wild bears or something like that, you need a bit of an energy boost. Certainly something you can just pop in your mouth quick and get a sudden rush of energy. But it is enjoyable, it is tasty. Those are the main components. Obviously we still have the toothbrush. I'm not going to open that. A toothbrush is a toothbrush. And also, again, I do go camping. These little extras like the knives and the spoons and the toothbrushes are great to be saved. There is the cup we didn't use, and of course these 6 packs of 7 Oceans drinking water, which again I'm going to drop in my pack for just that certain emergency survival situation should it arise. So overall, very interesting, very filling, and most importantly a very enjoyable meal. The goulash in particular was a very tasty, very enjoyable dish. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.